Hello, everybody. So I just want to let you guys know that I'm going to ask a question. I want you, and when I say I'm going to let you know, I'm going to let you know. So listen. The question is, why would anyone want to agree and support Donald Trump, J.D. Vance, and all these guys, even though their policies are, I can't even say the word on camera, but yeah, can you really take these guys seriously when they're name calling and they're joking around and think this is a joke? The other day, Donald Trump had a campaign rally in Charlotte, North Carolina, or Wisconsin, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, wherever he was at. He's calling Kamala Harris. There we go. Not Kamala. Kamala supporters, I apologize. Forgive me, I'm sorry. It's hard. I get it mixed up between Kamala or Kamala. It's Kamala Harris. Donald Trump was like talking about her, and he was saying that because she's a woman of color, she should not be the president. He didn't say those words, but he was calling names. He was saying she's this, she's that. I guarantee you, if she was Republican on his side, he would not say that. So you notice he don't attack. The only time he attacks anybody or condemns them is if they don't agree with him and they stand up to him what he says. See, a bully does that. I'm not calling him a bully. I'm just giving an example here. Listen, a bully is somebody who wants you to be on their side, and if you're not, they're attacking you. They're calling you names. They're gonna fight with you and all that. Like a bully with someone on the playground in school, and you're a victim. You try to fight back. These bullies don't let you, and it's like usually 3-on-5. Like, no, 3-on-1. Oh, 3-on-5. Imagine that. 3-on-1 or 1-on-2. Like that's crazy. Be a man or a woman and fight them 1-on-1. Don't just attack them in a group, because that makes you a coward and a wrong kind of person. And it's not to be judgmental or hurt your feelings. If it hurt your feelings, I don't care. And no, I'm not saying I don't care about you. But the thing is, guys, is that we gotta wise up here and get smart. Stop trying to support somebody who supports the Confederacy and says all these things that he's not supposed to be. You don't believe me? Go look it up online. He supports the Confederacy. So does Ron DeSantis and all these other guys. I'm glad I'm not in Florida anymore. Just saying. Ron DeSantis, speaking of him, he passed a law for construction workers saying that they cannot work out in the hot sun or something, or saying that they have to only be out in a certain period of time, a limited time, and they can't drink water or something. I just read up on that on the news the other day. That Ron DeSantis in Florida passed a law about construction workers. And it's like, can someone name the law for me in the comments? I don't know it, but what I do know is that he passed a law in Florida. Remember, he's not the president of the United States. Imagine what he would have done if he was the president of the United States, Ron DeSantis. He might have been a good one or a bad one, whatever, but too late for that. He dropped out. His campaign dropped out of the race. Joe Biden's did too. And Joe Biden's the president. Just because he dropped out of the race doesn't mean he's not president anymore. Biden is still president until January 2025. If Kamala Harris and her vice president get elected in November, they're going to take the White House on January 2025 next year. I believe Friday, January 20th, 2025. It is what it is. If they get elected, don't complain, don't cry, don't blame them, and don't say things that they cheated, that the election was rigged. Otherwise, it seems like you're not playing fair and square, and you want your guy to win. It doesn't work that way. And Donald Trump knows it doesn't work that way. When he loses or when he gets defeated, he complains. Like a bully who lost the fight to the victim because the victim had enough of it. Kamala Harris is the victim. Donald Trump's bully. And if I did offend you, I do apologize. But I'm not apologizing for being honest and telling the truth and explaining how the election process. A lot of you Donald Trump supporters need to go on Google and look up the Constitution and read it, because a lot of you don't read the Constitution. Donald Trump himself didn't read the Constitution. Second Amendment this, Second Amendment that. It is not the only amendment in the Constitution. There's over 28 amendments in the Constitution. He needs to look it up and read it. then you would know not to complain. And you would like, oh, the 25th Amendment. Okay, you know what? Donald Trump knows if he's a president and he steps out of line, he could get in trouble. Kind of like when someone works and they do something wrong, they get fired. Listen, everybody. A candidate running for president to run the country, if they're elected in the next year, just because a candidate gets elected, the next day doesn't make them president. They're not going to have inauguration until next year in January 2025. Everybody knows this. If you don't know it, Google it. Read the Constitution. And no, I did not find the word inauguration in the Constitution. But it's true. A president does get inaugurated the next year after they're elected. The next year, 2025. It's about time U.S. made history with a female president and vice president together as women to step in the administration. I believe what Kamala Harris is going to do is her vice president pick is coming up soon. And she's going to elect a woman. If not, she'll elect a man. But still, even though she elects a man as vice president, Joe Biden is still the president. And he's still her boss. And she is working for him in his administration. She's still second in command, though. Biden's still first in command. Which, I'm sorry, guys, but y'all did not want him impeached because a woman will be president. It's time, woman. I think God's it's a sign from the Lord. It's about time God says, let the woman be in the White House, and there'll be a women administration running the country. Now, whether you agree or disagree with that, a lot of millennials are going to step foot in the voting booth and vote for Kamala Harris. Excuse me, Kamala Harris. I'm going to work on that, sorry. So, she gets elected in November. Don't complain. And if you complain and protest and do all that, it's not going to change a thing. She's still elected. Cry, moan, complain, whatever, but she's still going to get elected. Put your big boy and big girl pants on. Be adults about it and stop complaining. If your guy loses, he loses. If he wins, he wins. You know, it is what it is. Vote for who you want to vote for. It's a free country. But the election process has laws too. And no, you cannot protest outside of a building when everyone's voting. You can't do that.